Hey, this is Dan Glon with MassLive. I'm standing here outside 1550 Main Street in Springfield, which is the local offices for Senators Elizabeth Warren and Ed Markey. As you can see behind me, there's a rally of a couple dozen people who are demonstrating against President Donald Trump's cabinet nominees. I'm going to flip it around so you can see them in a second. Senators Warren and Markey have indicated opposition to several of those nominees. Markey's office sent me a list of about 10, including Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos that he is opposed to. These nominees have been controversial. Senate Democrats have indicated that they're going to give them a hard time in confirmation hearings. So I'm going to turn this around and you can see what the speakers are saying right now.
There's a few good reasons. Number one, we need to thank them so that they know. I mean, look, this is the middle of a work day with terrible weather, and we've got, nearly 50 people here. It helps our senators to know that there are people who care enough to take time out of our day to come here and stand with them when they stand with us. And it's critical for them to know that we're here and we're paying attention, and we need them to fight with everything that they've got. It's not enough to vote no on these cabinet nominees. We need them talking to their fellow Democratic senators, 15 of whom voted yesterday to confirm Mike Pompeo, who supports torture, who wants to keep Guantanamo Bay open. He was just confirmed as the head of the CIA with the help of 15 Democratic senators. Right? Our senators can shore up their fellow Democrats in the Senate to demonstrate that that's not how we're going to stop Donald Trump from destroying our communities and our democracy. Other tools in their toolbox. In Senate processes, they can do something that's called denying unanimous consent. And what that means is when these nominees come up for a vote on the Senate floor, senators can extend debate for up to 30 hours. Every hour that the Senate is debating these cabinet nominees is an extra hour that the American people are finding out who these people really are, and it is an extra hour that the Senate is not taking away our health care, is not taking away our Medicare, is not destroying public education, is not voting to take us to another war. See where we're going with this? So it really matters that you're here today, and I really thank you. So what's going to happen here is we've got a few people who are going to share a few words, some teachers who were able to come out today, I think because it's a snow day, some healthcare professionals, and a few other folks, a nuclear scientist here, who are going to share a few words, and then Senator Markey and Senator Warren's staff. Are they down here now? Is anybody? I'm sorry I didn't introduce them. They're going to be coming down, or a few of us will be going up, so that some of us can speak with them as well. So thank you all for being here. And did anybody print out the chant sheets or the songs by chance? Yes? Oh, good. Now you are now our song leader. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Oh, great. Okay, so I'm gonna lead us a little chant to get the blood flowing and keep us warm here. Okay. When working people are under attack, what do we do?
Fight back.
Stand up, fight back. Okay, let's try it again. When working people are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When women's choices are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When clean air and water are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When our Muslim brothers and sisters are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When our public schools are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
We are standing up, we are fighting back. You got something else? Yeah? What do we do?
Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back.
The arts and humanities are under attack.
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back.
When education is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When journalistic integrity is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Our broken criminal justice system is under attack.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
We tear it down.
When voter rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When facts themselves are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
That's a fact.
When women's rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
And when the First Amendment is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Okay, who's going to be back here next Tuesday? All right, or let's see, Representative Neal's office, or
You pick it.
Well, I don't know.
so this is also part of Resist Trump Tuesdays, hashtag Resist Trump Tuesdays. If anybody's here tweeting or Facebook, post on hashtag Resist Trump Tuesdays every Tuesday at our senators' offices, at our representatives' offices, to let them know that we are going to stand with them when they stand with us, to keep up that fight. On the way over here, driving here this morning with Jane, I was speaking with a reporter from USA Today who was asking about, after the marches, who marched on Saturday? Yes! Woo! Woo! Asking, so what happens after the marches, right? People seem quick to overlook the fact that this was the largest march in United States history, right? And they're looking for what's
Woo!
We can't disappear. Every day we're going to be showing up whenever you can. Bring a couple friends, call your congressperson's local office, stop by. You don't even have to call, you can just come. These are our offices, these are our representatives. Make your voice heard. And I know for every single one of us here, there are 5 other people who want to be here today. So always ask a friend and bring them back. For how many people is this your very first time visiting a member of Congress's district office? It's mine, actually. Amazing. Okay, put those hands up like really high, and then like pat yourself on the back. Okay, this is democracy right here. So thank you for being here, and keep it up. Who here can commit in the next month to visit another member of Congress's office at least once? Awesome. Okay, give yourself another pat on the back. Okay, make friends with people who are here. I don't know if somebody brought a sign-in sheet. We can send that around.
I was going to say we should have that, because then they know who came. Not only how many, but who.
Well, maybe
Jackie's
somebody
bringing
with a piece of paper.
Jackie's bringing the sign-in sheet. Jackie's being short with the sign-in
Okay,
sheet.
Jackie is on her way, and she has sign-in sheets. Great. So let's actually, Jane, do you want to say a few words?
I just want to introduce myself. I'm Jane. I'm a volunteer that lives in Florence, and I was a coordinator for friendship.org. I also have a community group that we in Florence got together to work on particular action issues. So I just want to say thank you for your dedication and for being together, because this whole effort that we're going to have during this administration is going to be difficult, and we're going to have to sustain it. And we're just going to have to get each other's support and strategy so we can keep it going. Can't burn out, so we need each other's support and use our judgment for what we can do that we think will help. And feel free to meet me and feel free to meet each other. Meet everybody. Right, so let your people in other states know what they see.
Thank you, Jane.
Think of next steps. We'll think of.
And I think we have Tim Collins here from the Springfield Education Association. Tim, thank you for coming and share a few words with us about Betsy DeVos.
Oh, Lord.
She's every teacher's worst nightmare.
Yes,
She
absolutely.
doesn't believe that schools that receive federal money should have the same accountability system. She doesn't believe in the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. She doesn't believe in caring for our children. She has given millions and millions of dollars to local legislators and to right-wing groups who over the last 2 decades have starved our public schools, have labeled them failures, and have said it's the teacher's fault, all in an effort to privatize public education this democracy's worst nightmare.
Correct. And Tim, remind us who you are and what your stake is in this.
Springfield Educational Association, proud member of the NEA and the MTA.
And we succeeded in Massachusetts in defending our public education just a few months ago.
And we need to take that energy to our state legislators who, by their own reckoning and their own study, have shortchanged public schools in this Commonwealth the last several years to the tune of $1 billion. Shame on our governor. Shame on the Speaker of the House for allowing this to happen so the most needy children in the Commonwealth can't have what they need and deserve to become successful, positive human beings, good neighbors, good fathers, good mothers, and good citizens.
I think next we're going to hear from Jesse. Jesse, where are you?
Jesse.
Great. Tell us who you are and speak loudly.
Oh, you're right. We should all go in the middle. That's
That's what I was trying to let you get
so. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming out. My name is Jesse Letterman. I'm the Director of Public Health and Environmental Initiatives at an organization called Arise for Social Justice in Springfield. And we're so glad to see everybody out on this cold day because this is so important to stand up against these terrible nominees that the new administration has put up. So I'm here today to talk about Scott Pruitt, who is Donald Trump's nominee to run the Department of Environmental Protection. Now, Scott Pruitt is the Attorney General of Oklahoma, and on his biography page on the Oklahoma website, he identifies himself as a leading advocate against the EPA's what he calls activist agenda. Scott Pruitt has worked directly with fossil fuel companies to combat the regulations that the EPA has put out in order to protect us, the people. Scott Pruitt doesn't believe that the climate change debate is settled, even when 98% of climate scientists say that it is. And we know that in cities like Springfield, where we have some of the highest pollution rates in the state, where we have the second highest childhood asthma rate in the state, we cannot afford for the EPA to not do its job. The EPA has already frozen its grants program just a few days into the Trump administration, and according to sources, they were told not to talk about it. So Mr. Collins said that Betsy DeVos is the teacher's worst nightmare. That's true. Well, making Scott Pruitt the secretary of the EPA is like making the big bad wolf the secretary of the Department of the Three Little Pigs. Okay? And so, in that scenario, we have to be the strong brick house. We have to stand up and protect the progress that's been made. We have to stand against nominees that would seek to tear down the very departments that they're being asked to steward. And so we're lucky in Massachusetts to have 2 senators that are standing up.
Why do you think they're
And we need them to continue to stand up because even though we have senators like this, and even though we also have state departments and regulations that are protecting us, our neighbors in other states aren't as lucky. So we need to thank Senators Markey and Senator Warren for standing up and ask them to continue to do so, not just for us, but for our citizens and residents and neighbors across the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. And let's see, our staff from Senator Warren or Markey's offices here that would like to maybe say a few words to your constituents thus assembled. Down here yet? Okay. Ira, would you like to say a few words? Thank you.
So, I don't know if people can hear me. I don't have a very loud voice. I'm a medical doctor, but I'm not here to talk about the incredibly ill-advised attack on the Affordable Health Care Act, although I certainly think that's an important issue. I work with the organization that's concerned about something which I think is even more important, which is preventing nuclear war. And from that point of view, the election of Donald Trump is just a terribly frightening development. For decades, the United States has worked to keep nuclear weapons out of what we've called the wrong hands, to keep rogue states and terrorists from getting even a single nuclear weapon that they could use. Last Friday at noontime, we turned over an entire nuclear arsenal to Donald Trump. This vindictive, impulsive, willfully ignorant person who has been judged by the security experts in his own party to be utterly unqualified to command nuclear weapons is now in charge of our arsenal. That means that his very small, very unqualified, very wrong hands are now in control of not one or two bombs, but over 5,000 nuclear warheads. And so what do we do in this incredibly dangerous situation? Well, the first thing we have to do is to make sure that there is not an immediate catastrophe. And in that regard, I'm very grateful to Senator Markey, who is today introducing legislation to prevent the President of the United States from using nuclear weapons without congressional authorization unless the country is under nuclear attack. Incredibly important piece of legislation which Congress should move quickly to pass. I think we all are very, very indebted to Senator Markey for pioneering this, and I hope that Senator Warren will be joining as a co-sponsor of this very important legislation. But beyond that, we have to understand what it means when we turn our arsenal over to somebody who can, on his own whim, start a nuclear war. And what it means is we have to get rid of these weapons once and for all. We have argued for decades that the United States and the other nuclear powers will always be run by people who are wise enough and responsible enough to be trusted with nuclear weapons. Donald Trump has blown that argument out of the water. If we in the United States can turn this arsenal over to somebody this impulsive, this dangerous, then what we have to do is get rid of the weapons. You know, you can't leave a loaded gun lying around for children to play with. And if you can't make sure there aren't going to be any children, you have to make sure there's not a loaded gun. This March, at the UN, negotiations will start for a new treaty to completely ban the possession of nuclear weapons. It's supported by 140 countries around the world, but not the United States, and that has to change. We have to take leadership of this movement. We have to work for the elimination of these weapons. The United States cannot disarm alone, but it can lead the rest of the nuclear powers in a concerted effort to get rid of these weapons once and for all. And I think this is something which we absolutely owe to our children and to our children's children. It's a task we cannot fail at, and we cannot let Donald Trump and the insane cabinet that he's proposing stand in the way.
When working people are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When a safe future is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When our public schools are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When clean air and water is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When our Muslim sisters and brothers are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
All right. We're live on Facebook, everybody. Hey, is this Senator Warren's staff in Springfield have just come to greet us. We've got about 70 people here in Springfield, Massachusetts on a cold, rainy morning to tell our senators here in Massachusetts and Warren and Markey that they stand with us, for us, we stand with them.
So the rally is now moving inside to meet with representatives from Senator Markey and Warren's office. I'm going to sign off. Thanks for joining us.